Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. And for this video, or even series of videos, I hope to. I didn't do it in my usual format where I did part 1, 2, and 3, or whatever. Or I'm not doing it in my usual format where I do part 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, for this video, I hope to talk about. Let's say this video specifically. I hope to talk about the um, the deals that Giorgia Meloni, the Italian Prime Minister, or is it President? I get mixed up. Anyway, that she made with Italian governments a while back. I've waited for quite a while to do the video, but I thought I'd cover it now, as it's a Monday, like Migration Mondays and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm not being very coherent. But anyway, I'm back on Facebook, so I'm recording this both on Facebook and YouTube like I did before, where I was suspended, before my account was suspended. So welcome to anyone on Facebook as well, and anyone on Facebook watching on Facebook, please check out my YouTube videos as well if you'd be so kind, and possibly people on YouTube could find me on Facebook if you'd like to as well. I appreciate your support. But anyway, sorry, I'll try to stop waffling. Another camera angle as well. Yeah, so this video I hope to talk about what I hope Italy will benefit from in terms of football, as I only support Italy for football. So I know it's a bit of an unusual thing, and I'm looking at it from an unusual angle, to be honest, as an admittedly rather strange guy. But obviously Giorgia Meloni and others would want to see other benefits as well. But I'm hoping to talk about what I hope Italian football could perhaps benefit from dealing with African countries, Africa generally. And in the future, I'm hoping to talk about what African countries could benefit and how the EU could work together to make sure that African countries benefit together as a united bloc, as I'd love to see Africa unite. But anyway, for this one, I hope to talk about how I hope for Italy to benefit, and I'd love to answer any of your questions, queries, or whatever, and read any of your comments and things like that. As per usual, I'm making reaction videos or any videos if you're inspired by this one. Please feel free to do so, as long as it benefits either Italian football or Africa as a continent, and African countries and people and that kind of thing. So anyway, so one thing I thought they could benefit from is having deals with African countries to ensure that all the migrants who come from to Italy are vetted, to make sure that they are law-abiding citizens, and I hope they're going to contribute to Italian football, and obviously not be involved in crime, criminality, and that kind of thing as much as possible. So they could work with African countries to make sure that those who migrate legally, and they make sure that they're sort of vetted. Number two, those with a skill or talent for football. When it comes to Italy's migration policy, I would love for Italy to accept anyone who wants to come in legally, as long as they have the legal means to do so. They can work with, and Italy can work to make sure that they come in legally. And also those with a talent for football that could benefit Italian football. So those with skills like France has benefited from people like Zidane. I suppose he was born in France, but his parents are both from Algeria, I believe, and people like Mbappe. I think one of his parents is Cameroonian, and the other one is, I think his mum is Algerian as well. So all that kind of thing. And I think they were born in France, but their parents came from Africa, so that some of them are second generation African migrants and things like that. So France has benefited, at least in football, in multiculturalism. And as a fan of Italian football and who only supports Italy for football, I would love to see I'd say those with a skill or talent for football. Another group could be those who could help with building pitches, stadiums, stadia, academies, and things like that, which I hope will benefit Italian football and things like that. So building those sorts of infrastructures. And another is from the diaspora as well. I think it'd be cool for Italy to benefit from those from the diaspora. Those with a skill or talent and ability for football could be encouraged to come to Italy. So Italian, Brazilians, Argentinians, Americans, Canadians, and so on and so forth. But going back to Africa as well, talking about African countries, I'll say those with skill or talent for football, or those who can help build football pitches or both, and those who can integrate through football. Number 3, again, working with African countries, they can ensure that those who come in are not going to be involved in crime, criminality, and things like terrorism or national security threats or anything like that. But hopefully, it can benefit Italian football itself. So again, those with skill or ability in football, those who can build and things like that. Another thing that I thought is that with that deal, in return, say for Italy, tackling racism and prejudice and ensuring they give rights to the migrants who come in legally from Africa and treat them equally, just as equal as other Europeans or even Italians themselves, and they become citizens and things like that. I'd say those with a skill for football, talent for football, and that sort of skill, just like Australia has with the skills sort of program and things like that. And also, as you can get scholarships and things like that, maybe Italy can do stuff like that, just like America has scholarships for those with a talent for American football or whatever, or basketball or whatever. They could have a similar thing for those with a talent for football. Soccer for any Americans out there. And I hope that, I nearly forgot my point, but I hope that Italian football promoted across Africa and also have more black supporters as well, just generally perhaps, if they tackle racism and things like that. Like, given some of the racism in Italy, I must admit, even though I'm an Italian football fan, I wonder if that could put off a lot of black people, like thinking, why would I support Italian football if it's really racist? Even if it is like skillful or colourful or like different coloured kits and things like that, fashionable or whatever. Even if you think it's quite cool, you might be put off because of the racism and all that. So maybe tackling some of that racism can improve the image of Italian football, Serie A especially, and hopefully that will encourage more fans from African countries and even from the black diaspora, if you like, or African diaspora. And hopefully Italy could benefit from having academies across Africa as well. So even if they don't migrate, they could still stay in African countries, but also play for the academies. So I think all my ideas, I'll say, so yeah, hopefully benefit from a higher fan base and those with skills and talents that can play for Italian teams, including even the national team, or at least Serie A teams, preferably both in many cases. And I think having a wider pool of talent, again, just like Brazil, I suppose, have benefited through diversity in football over a lot of time, over a large period of time. And also France, more recently, they've been to 2 or 3 World Cup finals. They've won a couple of them, and they've won, I think, a couple of Euros as well, and been to many finals and things like that, or at least a few finals. Compared to most teams, they've been to quite a few. And even Germany benefited a lot from having diversity and things like that. So I think having a larger pool of talent, as long as there's no nepotism and they choose those who are best for the team, and sometimes it is not just about being individually brilliant, but also playing as part of the team. So hopefully they can be integrated to play as part of the team and be team players as well. And hopefully that can help Italy to win Euros and especially World Cups in the future. So I hope, as I say, they'll pick best players for the team. And I think it's almost 100% benefit to have immigration in terms of having so many players to choose from. And the only thing I was thinking, the only disadvantage, other than integration, the only disadvantage, integration and disunity and that kind of thing, the only other disadvantage I think of is like if there's so many people, it'll be hard to build that many stadiums, pitches, stadiums, academies, and that kind of thing. But I'm sure there'll be enough space, hopefully, to do that. So yeah, maybe they can have deals with African countries on how many migrants they permit, and again, those with skill or talent for football. But I'll probably be kicking myself later, as usual, if I've forgotten anything. But I probably could post it in the comments as well. So yeah, I think that covers everything. How do you think Italy could benefit from immigration in terms of football, at least? Again, I'm looking at it from a unique lens. So please post in the comments any ideas you might have for how Italian football specifically, both at club and country level, Serie A teams and that kind of thing, or even grassroots level, even some of the lower league teams, Serie B teams and Serie C and so on and so forth, could benefit from immigration. I'd love to read and hear from any comments you have on such. I thought this idea for a while, so I thought I'd cover it, although I probably haven't been as coherent as I would like to be. But anyway, peace and love. I'm out.